Tonight on the Rowan Rundown, the U.S. Army funds a professor's research for PTSD blood testing development. Schreiber Vet School gains headway and partnerships, and Glassboro parking fees spark confusion and frustration across town. Stay tuned.
We are live in Glassboro, New Jersey, and we have a nice bright blue sky out there, minimal clouds in the sky, but don't let this weather fool you. It is very windy and chilly out here, so stay tuned for the 5-day forecast with me, plus our daily stories coming up on the Rundown.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly, and you can too. Share your heart, share your love. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Welcome. I'm Jared Matteo, and this is the Rowan Rundown. A professor receives funding from the U.S. Army to develop a new test for PTSD. Dr. James Greenius from the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry has received nearly $357,000 in funds to develop a portable system to test for post-traumatic stress disorder, if diagnosed early. The condition's symptoms can be mitigated with treatment. Most blood testing systems, which can detect PTSD through changes in the body's cells and molecules, are too large to be applicable in the field. So Greenius is creating a system that follows the same techniques with similar technology. This will also provide an opportunity for graduate and undergraduate students to gain experience with the lab technologies. The Schreiber School of Veterinary Medicine is set to lay ground on campus. Construction began on the West Campus site this semester. Dr. Matthew Edison has stated that the school has established partnerships with 60 outside entities. This includes partnerships with outside veterinary practices and the New Jersey Department of Agriculture. The school is expected to open in fall 2025 with its first class admitting 70 students, serving as the first veterinary school in New Jersey. The shop expands its roots to the Camden campus. The shop provides food, hygiene products, school supplies, and housewares to students who can't purchase these necessities on their own. Camden's shop features 2 grocery store-style refrigerators, along with an assortment of wire shelves that hold cereal, canned goods, and a variety of other necessities. Students have already started pouring into Camden's shop with increasing demand. When we get back, Rowan students and Glassboro residents face newly imposed parking fees across the borough.
I see it!
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, Visit discovertheforest.org.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But I get it, you're busy, and busy people can't have prediabetes. I read that wrong. They can, okay? Just go to the site.
Say goodbye to free parking on and off campus. It's as simple as advertisements on electronic billboards to spread the message that there are new fees for parking. These fees will have to be paid for through the Flowbird app. The news comes after spring break wraps up, with students being surprised and frustrated by the news. And now, we have Isaac Linsk to discuss Stephen A. Smith's visit to campus.
Hello, Jared.
Hello. So Isaac, I understand our school had a very special guest on Wednesday.
Yes, Jared. Basketball commentator and let's face it, the face of ESPN visited our school yesterday. Stephen A. Smith performed about a 2.5-hour talk with students, mostly sports communication majors, in the Flieger Concert Hall.
What kind of things did he talk about?
To me, one of the most interesting things that he talked about was kind of the nitty-gritty in the traditional TV media space, and how with his first show, First Take, I believe it was called, really relied more on ratings rather than writing or any other metric in order for it to be successful a few years back.
A lot of these speaking engagements at school tend to have a motivational tinge to them. Did Smith say anything that you found personally impactful?
So what I thought was the most interesting thing he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, was Smith had an anecdote about how when you're working in the media world, or really any high-stakes world in general, if you're not waking up every day feeling like you have something to prove at work, someone's going to sneak up behind you and steal your job, which I frankly think is a good motivating factor for anyone trying to get into the world of media, like you or I.
That's definitely a good sentiment for everyone to keep themselves motivated.
I couldn't agree more.
What do you think the highlight of the event was?
So I arrived a bit late and had to see the presentation from the back, but Stephen A. Smith did have a bit of an Oprah moment, because the first 250 sports communication students that entered the auditorium got a free copy of his latest book, which is called Straight Shooter, which is a memoir about his life and the world of sports media. And that's about all I've got for you today, Jared. Thank you very much for having me.
Awesome. Thanks for filling us in, Isaac.
Of course.
The U.S. National Science Foundation's Faculty Early Career Development, also known as Career, offers the federal agency's most prestigious awards in support of early career faculty serving as academic role models in research and education. Faculty honored with a Career Award are recognized for their potential as outstanding leaders in their field of study. Chen Shen's research on surface acoustic waves is laying the groundwork for producing more functional sensors for communication, electrical, and biomedical devices, allowed him to be a part of the 3 2024 awardees, as well as Kirti Yenki, who studied how machine learning and modeling can improve the process synthesis and design of wastewater treatment systems. Coming up, fourth-year medical students from Cooper Medical School meet their match.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
March 15th is the much anticipated day for medical students everywhere. Fourth-year medical students from Cooper Medical School of Rowan University join thousands of graduating medical students from across the nation in learning the specialty and location of the residency programs, where they will train for the next 3 to 7 years during an exciting and emotional match day ceremony. Rowan's match rate was an outstanding 99%. Among 53 will embark on training programs in primary care medicine, 35 in internal or family medicine, 9 in pediatrics, and 9 in obstetrics and gynecology. Rowan faculty help organize South Jersey Children's Book Festival, a celebration of literary diversity, featuring writers and artists whose works span in a range of genres. The program will offer opportunities for readers to meet the authors and illustrators and take part in author talks, illustrator demonstrations, book signings, and more. Celebrating Freedom is scheduled to take place April 13th at Haddonfield Middle School. Now, we have Silent Michaels with sports.
Thank you, Jared. The men's baseball team beat Newman University on Tuesday to mark their home opener, winning 11-5, leaving the team with a 3-game winning streak. In the past week, the team has additionally played the Sunshine State at Russ Matt Florida Invitational, earning a winning streak of 8. Their streak ended when Bethel University beat them by 3 points with a score of 4-7. Despite their loss, their overall stats are 11-2. The team is also favored to win the NJAC tournament in May, according to a coach's poll. The softball team keeps a winning streak as well, closing out the Florida spring break trip with 2 wins on Friday with a 5-0 shutout over SUNY Geneseo and an 8-1 victory over Lake Forest. The Pros have gone 9-3 during the week with 5 wins in a row. They are hoping to make it 6 with their upcoming game against Haverford this Saturday. In women's lacrosse news, Elena Corson and Callista Burke score 4 goals each as Rowan took an 18-4 win against Clarkson earlier this week. The game took place on USA Lacrosse's Tierney Field. Molly Green and freshman Alexis Lowry also had 3 goals each, with Hannah Lombardo, Fiona Lockhart, and Yasmin Harris additionally scoring 1 goal each, forcing their 4-game losing streak to come to an end. The women's track and field team breaks records. The team placed 8th out of 18 at the Emory Spring Break Classic, leading the season into full swing. 5th-year Izzy Deal shot ahead when she broke the outdoor school shot put record with a mark of 13.22 meters, resulting in her being named the New Jersey Athletic Conference Field Athlete of the Week. She also placed 2nd in the hammer throw. Kat Peterson came 6th in the 200 meters with a new PR time of 25.61, paving the way for her selection as the NJAC Track Athlete of the Week. Freshman Maya Walker was also selected as the NJAC Rookie of the Week after her performances. Senior Amanda McNally and Cami Wright both recorded new PRs in the 1,500-meter race, with times of 4.53 and 4.55 as well.
Coming up, Bryn Wilson has the 5-day weather forecast. To the surprise of non-music students, Rowan's music program contains a record label. Upperclassmen with the music industry major can get shifts at Rowan Music Group, which aims to prepare students for real-life work in the industry. The label is in the process of becoming an independent company, transitioning away from being a student-run organization, which will allow for more collaboration among students. Earlier today, I sat down with Sean Drzuski to discuss the tutoring program.
Hello, this is your special report. Today, I am here with Sean Drzuski, a learning assistant here at Rowan. He is a senior that is majoring in computer science. Today, we are going to discuss what the tutoring services offer to students here on campus. Sean, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here today.
Great to hear. So I would like to start by asking, how would you describe a typical tutoring session from your perspective?
The way I like to describe tutoring is we're helping students to help themselves. I'm not really here to help students do homework or graded assignments, but I'm here to help give them the skills they need to succeed in their classes and beyond.
What exactly can a student receive in full from a tutoring session? Or in other words, what is the complete package?
So the complete package for a tutoring session, which is about an hour long usually, is that you get an undivided attention of a tutor, you get their expertise, and you get all the skills they have as a tutor, the communication skills, the teaching skills if necessary, and there's a lot of goal planning as well, helping students in the long term to develop skills and habits to help them succeed in classes.
What is something you have learned from your experiences of being a tutor, or do you have a memorable experience?
So one thing I think I've learned the most from tutoring is that every person learns differently. So although I might have an approach that works really well for one student, it might not work for everyone. So I think having to adjust and adapt to every student's individual needs is very important.
What would you say to someone who is struggling in one of their courses, but is feeling embarrassed about reaching out to the tutoring program?
I would respond and say this. I'm a successful student myself who's a senior, and I have even used tutoring. So there's absolutely no stigma, or at least I don't think there should be, about going out to seek tutoring. I think if anyone needs to seek tutoring for anything, they should do so as soon as possible. It's really as easy as that.
How can people contact the tutoring center?
So if you're around campus, you might find some signs with QR codes. That'll lead you to the website, which is rowan.edu/tutoring.
What is one last piece of advice that you can give to anybody who might be needing or might be in need of tutoring services?
I would say just don't be afraid. Just schedule an appointment right now.
All right, you can check out the tutoring program through Starfish or at rowan.edu. And with that, that is all the time we have for today's special report. Sean, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me once again.
And now, we have Bryn Wilson with the weather.
That's right, folks. Although we have a beautiful bright blue sky out there with absolutely zero clouds, we are going to be experiencing some lower temperatures tonight, so let's take a look. We are going to see some clouds and a big bright moon out there. We're going to see a low of 26 degrees and a high of 39 degrees, so make sure you keep those coats handy. On Friday, we're going to have nice sunny conditions with a low of 25 degrees and a high of 52 degrees. On Saturday, it's going to be cloudy and rainy, so make sure you get those umbrellas handy. We're going to have a low of 38 degrees and a high of 52 degrees. Moving over to Sunday, we're going to see a low of 30 degrees and a high of 51 degrees, but it's going to be sunny, so we can't really complain about that. Moving on to Monday, once again, nice sunny conditions with a low of 29 degrees and a high of 55 degrees. Then on Tuesday, we're going to have cloudy conditions, but we're going to have a low of 34 degrees and a high of 55 degrees. Now let's take a look at our weather window. As you can see, this was taken today on Rowan Boulevard, and very bright blue skies that we have going on. You wouldn't even know that it is absolutely freezing here at Rowan today, but that did not stop these Rowan University students from taking to their classes. Minimal clouds in the sky, which we cannot complain about whatsoever. Let's soak that all in while we can, as we are going to expect cloudy conditions for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year. Week.
Look, I couldn't believe how cold it was. I could not believe how cold it was when I came in today.
It was absolutely freezing today. Oh.
Hopefully it's the last of it.
I hope so.
Until next time, I'm Jared Matteo, and have a good night.